This is a remake video for My Hero Academia, episode 12 of season 3. Click in the link in the description below to go watch my reaction, then come back here to send a full task of season 3s about this episode, and what's to come and such, in my eyes, and what might come, what could be, what might come kind of thing. So, click away now, or be spoiled as to what happened in this episode. Okay. So, very cool episode. Even though, obviously it's like aftermath stuff, like no epic battles or anything like that, but it was so freaking cool. It was very emotional too, with All Might literally like bowing his head just like at Midoriya's mom, and just everyone saying like, you're still a hero, kind of thing like that, and is really, really cool. The Midoriya's mom actually like going up, like versing All Might, kind of thing in a way, like saying like he's not gonna do this, kind of thing, like that shocked me. But in a way, I'm not surprised because like back when he was first injured in the games in the tournament, um, she said like don't do this ever again, kind of thing. Like you can see like she was really serious about that kind of thing. And I mean he's got hurting here and there off and on since then. But this was like kind of like the line in the sand kind of thing. Like the line has been drawn basically. Like she did not want him to continue going there anymore. So, and then all this stuff too, like when he was saying like, or Midoriya was saying like, these are my injuries. This is what I do to my body, kind of thing. And because I wasn't listening to my teachers and everything. And then she was like, because they're not teaching you, and I'm like that, like damn, like, damn. Yeah. So having All Might go into his big form, kind of thing, and then slowly walk over, kneel down, and then just bow his head to Midoriya's mom, and try to convince her, right? Like it was so freaking cool. We got to see a little bit more of Bakugo's mom as well, who takes after Bakugo. Or I said no, Bakugo takes after his mom. Definitely for the attitude and everything like that. But I'm still wondering, like, which one of those parents has the quirk, right? Because it's always like a passed down kind of thing. And they're I don't think they're both super powered. Maybe they are. Maybe one sweats more than the other. Ooh, that could be interesting though. I wonder if because the dad was very timid, right? The dad was like not the loud one. He was like, "Oh, calm down, everybody," kind of thing. So I wonder if his quirk is just like to sweat, and then like the mom is just explosive kind of thing. So like combined, you have like nitroglycerin in your system basically. But I don't know. It could just be one parent has the quirk, maybe the mom. I'm not sure. Um, but definitely did get the mom's looks basically. The hair, the eyes, like everything. The explosive attitude, kind of. It was all the mom, like every like 1-to-1 Bakugo with the mom, like just they're the same, which is really fun. It's really interesting to see that. But I loved how it was like she just kept hitting him like over and over again. Like it's so funny. Like I know like in some people's eyes it's like oh it's abusive, you're abusing your kid kind of thing, but like it's Bakugo, like he's not getting hurt by it kind of thing, and he just takes it kind of thing, and the mom's just like constantly slapping him and stuff. Just for some reason, so funny. Um, but yeah. So all the parents seem to be like checking off like yes, I want my kids to go to the dorms kind of thing. But Midoriya's mom was the only one to actually be like this. It's not a good idea, kind of thing. Like we should leave the school and go somewhere else, sort of thing. Um, Whereas what she doesn't know is that because I guess it does boil down to All Might coming to UA. It does in a way does boil down to that. Midoriya wouldn't have been the chosen one, kind of thing. All Might's chosen, if he didn't come to UA, which means the villains weren't going to attack UA because the villains knew All Might worked at the UA, so they want to attack him while he's doing tough with kids basically, to kill him with Nomu. The season 1 basically. Um, Season 2 was mostly just the tournament stuff and uh, the stain stuff like that, and then the whole attack on the city because uh, Shigaraki felt like he wanted to show his power to the world, kind of thing. But in reality, it was ended up being all stain stuff. Um, so it had all of that in season 2, and then season 3 was all about like um, kind of just more school stuff, but also the training camp and such. And then we know how well that went. But all of which have been focused more so on All Might. The training camp is a different twist. Um, I think Shigaraki went after the training camp because he knows the kids, or has like a grudge against the kids, kind of thing, right? Like, so the kids, he knows a lot of the kids that were in the training camp, all of the kids that were in the training camp, fought against him in season 1 and were involved in taking down Stain and so on and so forth. And the tournament and all kind of stuff. So like they realized the strength of the kids, and they wanted to capture a lot of them and probably use their powers like for all for one, or do whatever the blood stuff was, like whatever the girl was trying to get the blood stuff for, that kind of stuff. But ultimately it's just like kind of like out of nowhere kind of thing, like in a way. But like I guess they can't always go after All Might, right? Like they can't always 100% go after All Might every day, every second kind of thing, because like they're gonna get hurt, kind of like they're gonna kill themselves basically, like or get up and end up in jail if All Might defeats them, kind of thing. If they're fighting all the time, but now that All Might is no longer number 1 hero, Endeavor moved up to the first spot, which he hates, and that is really interesting. When I was first hearing his sister talk about like he's been in there all day, or you should go talk to him, or whatever it was, he's been like that all day. It made me think like he's angry, kind of thing. Like obviously he's angry because he's looked up to All Might so much, and even he was saying like a couple episodes ago, how it was like. I guess last episode, episode 11, he was saying how he would always. I guess the sub and dub were different, but it was basically like he looked up to him pretty much. Like he admired his dedication. Like even though they were still so far apart in terms of like their skill level, kind of thing. All Might just kept getting stronger and stronger and stronger and stronger as the gap widened, kind of thing. But he just never could never do it. That's why he wanted to get his offspring to surpass All Might one day, like use Endeavor, his power, kind of thing. Like he's getting to the second rank in the Heroes Association, and then just superpower it up a bit more, and then that it should be enough to get past All Might. Right? That's the idea, kind of thing, in a way, or his idea, I guess. But all of that kind of blew up in his face when All Might was defeated. I mean, yeah, it was sort of a draw between the villains and heroes, but at the same time, I think this is a loss for the heroes, but they can definitely pull back from this. They can definitely learn from this. They can I guess they can learn from it in some areas. They can definitely recover from this. I mean, the villains can too as well. But ultimately, All Might losing his power on live TV can definitely unleash a lot of stuff for the villains. Basically, the villains can see that there's no symbol of peace, so free reign for the city, right? That kind of stuff. So having the schools and everything like that go a different way with things, how they're gonna have the students inside dorms instead of out everywhere, kind of thing. I'm wondering how that's going to work out for them in the long run, but also other stuff like how they're how the association, I guess it was the men in that room that were talking about all the hero stuff kind of thing. It looks like they're going to focus more so on trying to buff the image of heroes instead of just All Might, who was like the symbol of peace kind of thing. They're going to try to boost the morale of everybody by having multiple heroes maybe come to action about that. And then the police force wants to actually have a bigger hand in dealing with villains kind of thing. So that's going to be interesting. So I'm wondering if the police are going to start getting anti-superpower stuff like that, weapons, like almost like the mutants and X-Men kind of thing. How like they have like technology to fight mutants kind of thing. In this case, it was superheroes. So I'm wondering if the civilian cops are going to be able to get weapons to combat superpowers. Almost kind of like Utility Girl. How like utility, the girl that had utility stuff on her, she made her all herself kind of thing. She did have a quirk. She had like the zoom eyes basically, but she used utility stuff basically. So I'm wondering if the cops are going to be getting stuff like that in their arsenal, where like they have like a super arm kind of thing that can do a lot of like cool stuff kind of thing to help them catch villains, or something like that, like utility stuff, powered by or given by or made by heroes, who can do it super well, kind of thing, like the utility girl could. So I'm interested to see how that works for them. What else? I mean, Jesus. It looks like all the kids, as of what we saw, are all going to the dorms, but I'm wondering if anybody is going to not go to the dorms. Because, like, so far, it's always been like, yeah, take them, smacking, block, and all kinds of stuff. And then Earphone Jack's family, how the dad's like a rockhead kind of thing and he just loves All Might and is just like, yeah, kind of thing. That was really cool to see. But ultimately, all the parents that we've seen have all been all for it kind of thing. So I'm interested to see if any of the parents weren't all for it, and if that, like, development kind of helps along some stories, because it was very heavy when Midoriya's mom went against All Might. It was a very like big thing for Midoriya. He had to like literally go and get a letter from what was his name? I can't remember. The kid from the training camp. He sent Midoriya a letter basically, and it's like his first kind of fan mail sort of stuff, and that like it was a big turning point like in Midoriya's life. So I'm wondering if we're going to get anything like that with the other class students, kind of like that of their class and everything. So who knows? We shall see. I think that's it. It was a cool episode. I liked it a lot, even though it was like aftermath stuff, like not a lot of cool fights, but it was really cool nonetheless. So thanks so much for watching, and reminder that the episodes for the dubbed episodes basically are released 2 weeks behind the sub and everything. So if you're expecting or episode 13 or like that right now, it's not out and dubbed yet. So I'm 2 weeks behind basically on the anime. So just how it is. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next week for some more My Hero Academia. Take care, buddy.